Hare Krishna, Namaste, Chapter 17, which is entitled as Shraddha-traya vibhāga yoga, the three types of faith. Sloka 27. Yajño tapasi dāne ca sthitiḥ cocyate karma caiva tad-arthīyaṁ evābhidhīyate. Here Krishna gives a concluding meaning of sat. Let's learn the meaning of the sloka. Yajñe, in sacrifice; tapasi, in penance; dāne, in charity; sthitiḥ, a person's steadfastness; sat iti, as sat uchyate, is pronounced; tad-arthīyaṁ, thereby for their reward oriented; karma-cha, sacrifice, etc., acts said earlier; sthitiḥ, only as sat abhidhīyate, is indicated. What is permanent in sacrifice, austerity, and charity is called sat. Any work dedicated to the Lord is called sat. The steadfastness, the determination of the people who abides to the Vedas in performing sacrifice, austerity, or charity is known as sat. Their steadfastness itself known as sat. Similarly, the action yielding the desired reward, the benefit to those people, is also called as sat. From the 24th sloka, we learned how Om is associated, is connected in the Vedas, in the Kriyas mentioned in the Vedas, and the performer. And in 25th sloka, we learned about Tat, how it is connected with the Vedas, the Kriyas of Vedas, and with the person who performs the ritual. Now we are learning in 27th sloka how Sat is associated with the Vedas, the Kriyas of the Vedas, and the performer. By calling the steadfastness sthitiḥ, meaning a person's situation, how he is situated, how he is steadfast in what is performing in his act, such as sacrifice, austerity, charity, etc., is mentioned as sat. The connection between the syllable sat and the people who are devotedly performing those acts which are mentioned in the Vedas are all connected. In this way, sat is connected to the person who has the steadfastness in following what's been prescribed in the Vedas and to perform that has been prescribed in the Vedas. So the Vedas, the Kriyas of Vedas, and the performer, that is his steadfastness, are connected with the term sat. Tad-arthīyaṁ means the karmas, the activities which are meant to get certain aimed rewards to the people who performs. What has been said in the first half of this verse is restated in the second half as well. The reason is to impress that the term sat is uttered not only in the acts of sacrifice, austerities, and charity as stated earlier, but also in all the auspicious acts that one performs which is prescribed in the Shastra. We already learned that Vedas and the Vedic rituals are denoted by the term Brahmana. The logical order of usage of the term Om, Tat, and Sat with regards to the three classes of people, Brahmana, Kshatriya, and Vaishyas, was also explained earlier. Thus it is made very clear that there is no connection between these terms and hymns, the mantras, which are not of the Vedas, acts which are not Vedic rituals, and people who do not belong to any of these three classes. So the point is that the Vedas, the Vedic ritual, and mantras are all connected together by Om, Tat and Sat, which means the mantras which are not part of Vedas, the rituals which are not part of Vedas, and the people who doesn't belong to these three classes has no connection to Om, Tat, Sat. As already explained that Om gives both Swargaphalam and Mokshaphalam. Tat gives Mokshaphalam only, whereas Sat gives the other benefits besides Mokshaphalam. It is also said, Sat is not to be uttered when performing acts seeking liberation and having no other benefits in mind, meaning material benefits. To conclude, one must remember these three names, Om, Tat, Sat, which are nothing but the names of the Lord. There's another reason for uttering these names. By uttering these names during sacrifice, charity and other actions, it removes all obstacles for attaining the final result. After explaining in detail about Om, Tat, Sat in these set of slokas, sloka 23, 24, 25, 26 and 27, in the concluding sloka 28, Krishna answers an important question which has not been asked. At the beginning of this chapter, Krishna said that an act not having Shastric sanction, which is not sanctioned by the scriptures, Vedic scriptures, however diligently performed, cannot yield the result, the fruit, and that it can only bring calamity. Then one may ask a question, well, if someone follows what has been Shastric, what has been sanctioned by the scripture, however, that person does not have Shraddha. He follows what has been said in the scriptures, but while performing, he does without faith. What will be his position? What is he going to get out of doing acts like that? This will be answered in the 28th sloka. Yajño tapasi dāne ca sthitiḥ cocyate karma caiva tad-arthīyaṁ evābhidhīyate. Namaste. Hare Krishna.